Hi guys. So by the way, I hope you can. I feel like I'm a broken record at the beginning. I'm always like, can you hear me? Let me know. I've had the computer is acting a little weird, so I hope it. I think I'll be able to continue. But anyway, oh, it's like let's go over. Anyway, so I'll ignore this popping of the little squares. So guys, as I said in the post, nothing yet. Julie. Okay, guys, let me know. Can you see the video? Okay. All right. So anyway, as I had said in the post earlier today, since I had not, okay, great. I'm glad you guys can hear and everything well. So anyway, as I was saying, since I didn't hear from anyone particularly, not that you have to tell me anything, and Cynthia, if you're having issues, maybe try logging in and out, because it could be that the connection is a little bit slow. Okay, I'm looking here. All I have open is the web. So we'll see. Okay, if for some reason I get disconnected, I'll be back. Okay, but I'm here anyway. So I'll assume you all can hear me well. Okay, let me know if you can't. So okay. So anyway, as I had said in the earlier post today, since I did not hear from you guys, I decided to just gather a few things that had been on, okay, like on the news lately. And one thing that I don't say I was shocked by. Well, no, I was shocked actually when I think about it. It was the thing about the Koch brothers. A lot of people have about the Koch brothers, and I wasn't. Hi, Barbara. So while we're just talking about, I'm just starting the conversation about the Koch brothers. I was just saying that since I didn't hear anything, I decided to just look at what was in the news, what stood out among the news that had come out recently. Okay, so when I saw that the news that the Koch brothers had spent 300, or no, Koch brothers, the Koch, what did they call it? Koch Network. It's hi Terry. Hi Terry. We're talking about the Koch brothers. Okay, so that they were going to spend 300 million. Sorry, little soup. So 300 million, between 300 and 400 million on the 2018 elections. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Okay, I don't know, maybe that's how it always is. Okay, and so I did some just brief online research, and it said oh, hold on one second, maybe this is it. Maybe it's just the battery was disconnected here. Okay, 1 second, guys. It just might improve actually now the battery was disconnected. Anyway, so it was shocking, like I was saying, 300 and 400 million. And they had said, or some article mentioned that they said, oh, we have the upcoming elections, we'll have a challenging environment in the upcoming elections, 2018 for them. Okay, so that was, it's just, and it's hard for me. I've mentioned this before here on this the live streaming, that sometimes I struggle sometimes with anger, because it's shocking, right? What we're up against, and it's shocking because it feels that, you know, that I was asleep my whole life or something, you know, that all this stuff was going on, and it never occurred to us. Okay. No, I'm sorry, not to us, but to me, right? And I mean, I had heard about it on and off, but it was like, oh, peripheral, whatever. But when you start reading about them and how well organized the whole thing is, it's shocking. It's shocking. that they are basically shaping the government to do whatever they want. That's literally like exactly what they're doing. So that's it. That's really the core of it. And of course, as I had, I think four questions, I believe, that I had posted. And one of them, the first one was about the influence of the Koch brothers and whether they're, and really what's going to happen in the future, you know, in terms of their influence. And then the third question was if anything was going to change in terms of the influence of the donors, right? Because it feels like we got to this point because the donors became too powerful. They are really destroying the government. And I read this article just now on the Koch brothers. I think I've read this before, but they were saying that their goal is really to destroy the government, basically, is to destroy all social programs, to destroy everything that benefits other people other than them, basically, okay? So it's really, and I'm going to say something harsh here because it sounds, I don't want to be like, how do you say it? Controversial or anything, but it looks like some sort of terrorism. You know what I mean? It's against the population. That's what it feels like. And it's just really, it's shocking. Because for me, honestly, I can't understand. I really cannot understand that these people they're human too. You know what I mean? How could you not see another person and understand? It's very difficult, honestly. It's very challenging to understand. Yes, because so then the article said that there's something called Cato Institute. I had heard about it, that has 100 employees. So they spread their ideology. Their ideology is so powerful, right? In the sense that they're these very professional networks that make sociopathy sound so professional, right? So I don't know. But Diane said Trump has always been masterful at winning due to loopholes and screwing over other people. But I think, Diane, here, one thing that's, I think, very difficult, at least for me, and I'm sure maybe for other people too, but is that Trump is one of many. I mean, that's the thing. It's that this has been going on for a long time. And this is just the apex of their journey, if you will, okay? And I was reading also, because I searched Koch, was it Koch Industry, something like that. It was like Koch Family, Koch Network, that's what it said. So I searched the news, basic search, and another article came up. I didn't even read it. It was just a headline saying that from the Daily Caller, which is a conservative website, that said, the Koch Network is preparing for the next vacancy in the Supreme Court. They are already like on this, okay, doing all this stuff, okay? So it is, it's like, wow, okay? Because I think it's it's not easy. Okay, it's obvious that Trump is a horrible person, that he's a terrible president. But what's behind all of them is even scarier, right? Because, and I remember people saying, oh, look, Pence, I've said this before about Pence. Pence to me is really, his energy is really, really, really sketchy. But then when you read about them, these people, like you not read like cards, but read like about them, you're like, whoa, I get it. I get why Pence is so creepy. Because these people are, it's almost like the soul, it's almost like the Koch brother types, okay? They find an empty body, like a soulless person, and they inject their values or whatever you call it. Okay, they inject their ideas onto an empty, like a body without a soul. Okay, so that's what, you know, that's really the scary part. Okay, oh my God, I can't. It's like, guys, if we start enumerating everything that they do or they have done, it's crazy. Okay, it's really. And I used to think, honestly, I think my parents are like kind of 60s, more like you know, from Latin America and stuff like that. So they're much more radical. And I used to think that there was, oh, look, these people can't. I was like, these people can't be real. Come on, no. But it's even more real. It's completely real, and even more than you think. It is as bad as it sounds. And I think it's the moment to wake up. You know, for us, I speak for myself, okay, who was like too like complacent and thinking that just taking everything for granted, thinking that that's the way it is. No, he said, it's my fault if I, you know what I mean, if we don't do something. So I was thinking right before, after I posted this article, I also searched the Martin Luther King speech, and I was listening to it because it's really like, I feel like I want to download the book of like his most important speeches and listen to it, because I feel like I need help. You know, I need like to remember that it's about love. Okay, they're just all that. I really love Martin Luther King, and I just feel like I have to listen, you know, to get, not just hope is not the word. Just hope seems kind of like facile, but really how to deal with this complex situation that we're living. Okay, and I think it's just it's really, when you hear those, and the more you read, the more sickening. You know, these people, they're just so sickening. Okay. And but how do you inspire people? Like, how do you really, not just inspire, but how do you, I don't know, deal with all of this? Okay, what's happening? So anyway, so guys, after my little rant over here, and you know, okay, I'm just the last before I get started. I feel like, and this was before the group, before I started doing cards here on the internet, I used to think like, sometimes I used to have, you know, had doubts about many things, but I've always been so inspired by Martin Luther King. And I felt like, even when I was in Brazil and you asked about the US, I always said, oh, civil rights is amazing, the civil rights history and everything. And so I feel like, if anything, I have to defend everything that Dr. King stood for, because that's just the most powerful thing. You know what I mean? It's just like, you cannot let that go. And, you know, it's shocking to me. What's really shocking, it's the whole thing. I mean, I find that this is like, I think it's fascism. That's what it is. They say that they don't want affirmative action. They want to deny. That's really what they want. They want to deny civil rights. Okay. And this whole, like the bullshit, I'm sorry, I feel like I get emotional, but I sometimes like to go on this little rant, so you guys, you know, that it's like to admit, to assume exactly. So it's like but I think, I don't know, just to assume that there's like this whole like bullshit. There's like, oh, it's like, racism doesn't exist. It's like, it's like to tell all these lies. Okay. And then Terry's asking here, it makes me wonder, what will it take to get the Trumpsters and others who vote against their own interests? I feel like, I don't know, Terry, I feel like a lot of people have said, and I remember this just from other readers, that it's like when the whole children thing comes out, you know, the pedophilia thing comes out, that's when things will change a little bit. But I feel like them losing health insurance, okay, and all of those things. And I remember something I randomly came across. I think it was yesterday or today. Something I came across, and it was I think it's probably on Twitter, and someone said, what exactly the question, like, what will it take for these people, for example, the evangelicals, to really like understand what they're doing? And they said, well, the problem is they accepted, you know, they have been brainwashed with this idea that Trump is like a god, the work of God or something. And the problem is, if they can never deny it, because if they didn't, they say, oh, it's much harder to say we were wrong than it is to say, oh no, he actually is, you know, he really is. It's just like everybody makes mistakes. So whatever excuse, I don't know what they have. So I feel like that's the problem. Okay, here, that it's just that they've been brainwashed for a long time. And I feel like this whole rhetoric, you know, it's professional. The more I think about it, the more I realize the whole thing against government. Oh, government is terrible. Oh, socialism is terrible. And I think it's like, it's not that we want anything radical or like some extreme anything. It's just that whenever like we is evoked, not just I, then it's a problem. Then it's like, oh, you're socialist. Exactly. Terry said, where I live, we have Latinos who actually believe what Trump is doing is right, and it won't affect them. Yes, and you know what, Terry? Somebody emailed me, so Mexican American, I mean, I have discussed this here before. She said her sister is like that. She believes that Trump is a great, you know, is right, and all those things, and they have like a lot of discussions, and it's like, he's calling you, like, he's saying that everybody who looks like you is a rapist. Are you serious? But they don't get it, you know, and I feel like, oh my God. Yeah, it's like, But I feel like it's just that it's the understanding of the lowest of humanity, okay, and this push for like I feel like I'm like a broken record, but I feel like I was listening to RuPaul's show because I found the podcast. There's all these episodes I haven't watched, and he was saying that there's people who it's like that the evil is in all of us, like in a way. So it's hard to imagine, but it's part of all of us. But some people develop it, or some people choose to to see it that way. Okay, to I don't know. It's so strange. But anyway, guys, oh my God, now I've like ranted. It's kind of like there she goes again, talking. So so this is time for the questions. Okay, so do you guys want to? Because the one question I think we should talk about, okay, in terms of the Koch brothers, but in general, is like, what can we do? Like, what can we do to prevent this, or to fight them, or change the minds, or what's within our control, okay, in terms of this? Because I'm very curious, like what I know what we can do, broadly speaking, but I think, for example, in this case of the 2018 elections, what's going to happen? Okay, so I was thinking, yeah, exactly. What can we do? Anything that will change this significantly? Okay, so I was thinking, let's get started then with the Koch brothers, okay, because it's broad enough, and we have a circumstance that's like concrete, which is the 2018 elections. So I could either start with a broad question. I feel like with the Koch brothers, we should do a timeline of the 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, because then we'll see what's going to happen. But I think we could ask also, should we start the general and see what's going on with them, and then go sort of like how I did yesterday, or no? Yes? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's do that. So what's going on with the Koch network? The Koch network of the brothers who are going to spend $300 to $400 million on the government, or on electing candidates that will basically do what they're saying. Okay, exactly. So what's going on with the Koch network? What's the deal here? Will they maintain their power? Okay, so tell us about the Koch network. What's going on with these guys? Not just with these guys, but the network, the entire thing. Okay, what's going on? Because there may be things that we don't know. Okay, we know what they want. What's going on with the Koch network? What's going on with the Koch network? Koch network. Koch network. Yep. Koch network, Koch network. Okay, I'm gonna pull out the cards. Yeah, interesting, guys. So yeah, we have to also ask about Citizens United, because it's a very big deal. Oh my God, look, I just want to show you guys, kind of exciting. So at the end, we have a death. Okay, so it's a good card for us. We can rejoice for a moment. I don't know we'll see what it means, but Interesting. So here we have the Fool upside down, which is excessive risk. It means, yeah, basically foolish risk, the Fool. And meetings and conversations. Okay, so they're having meetings and conversations. And I wonder what this means, really. I don't think of them as fools, but I wonder. We'll see what it means in context. Now, here we have aggressive. Okay, somebody pushing something forward aggressively. And ship. So it's something foreign. They're pushing something foreign. And I wonder if this could also mean their own ideas in some ways, right? In the context of the question, if this perhaps may mean them or their ideas, okay? Okay. And then this is a card of somebody who's like, this is a card of a guy, for example, who's like, you know, the Latin lover who's lying about who he is or what he wants, or it's just a card of sort of like deceit, and also, yeah, something emotional deceit and a secret. And this is a card of the Moon, which I've said before. Sometimes it means in the middle of the night. So I wonder if something happened. And this is a key. So, you know, I wonder if something's going to come out that says that they made a deal with Russia, because there's something where I feel like their interests align. Okay, and isn't it sad to think that Russia wants to destroy, Russia wants to destroy the US government, and so do the libertarians, okay, like them. That's what they want, that's their goal. Okay, so this is a foreign secret is key here. And the Moon, I think the Moon means something that we don't know the full truth about it yet, okay? And it also means, I think, in the middle of the night or something, but it confirms all of these, I think, except maybe the top one, confirm this idea of like the shadow something, or the shady something behind the scenes and hidden, or deceit, those kinds of things, okay? Yeah. Sorry, I'm like drinking soup. So, but the weird thing, guys, that I don't understand before I continue here is that, don't they note, especially the American economy, it's all about consumers. So if you kill the middle class, everything goes to trash. Everything is over. Like, they don't get it. Isn't that, it seems very simple, a very, very simple concept. And yet they just want to destroy everybody. Okay, so this is illusions, okay? So illusions and castles in the air also, okay? And government. Okay, so I feel like, in a way, I feel like they're creating these illusions about, and I remember reading something that they're spending 30 or 40 million alone in PR about the tax law or something like that. They want to send out information that says how great the tax law is. There's basically lies, okay? So they're like creating these like mirages about the government, okay? And this is a celebration. People are celebrating, and there's a deal here. Okay, so, okay. So this confirms, now it makes a bit more sense when I showed you the card of the Fool upside down, which is the person taking crazy risks. So conversations or meetings about the government. And I remember, guys, at the beginning of the Trump administration, reading something that like the Koch brothers met with Pence, right? After Trump, maybe it was like the Michael Flynn resignation, something like that. And I think they wanted to say, or, you know, they've told them, if you don't pass these laws, we're not going to give you money anymore. Anyway, so this is like conversations, conversations about or with the government. They're almost too risky, okay? And that are like kind of like creating a falsity. And then they make a deal about basically continuing the lies, okay? Now it's interesting that I'll just lower this a little bit. Okay, here we have, I think it could be a woman. And you know, guys, oh my God, you know what this, remember, I've said, I think it was the reading yesterday. And sometimes I've said before, the queens, I tend to just leave it for, how do you say it? Sort of like the kind of the vibe of the element as opposed to a person. But I feel like this card reminds me of yesterday. I saw a woman that reminded me of Kamala Harris. So I feel like maybe in the future, this is reminding me of what I saw yesterday, because this is money, okay? Finances. So I feel like this woman is going to look into finances. This is the future, okay? Okay, so this is interesting because it's reminding me of yesterday's reading, okay? And this is a Wheel of Fortune upside down. So it means that their luck turns around. Like it's, because the concept of the Wheel of Fortune, of course, is that it's like destiny, right? So sometimes things go up and things go down. So if you go from this, it means that they've run out of luck. And this is a long time. So it's almost like their phase of bad luck for them begins. And this is a card of something happening quickly, okay? And like this is a card of delays. Like there's just things just don't work, okay? Yeah. Terry said karma is a bitch. Right. So, and this is it ends with a coffin. So it's an ending. Now we'll see here. I have to show you how these cards stack in rows because it means, I think it means a lot. So what I feel like it's saying here, and because the card on the center, you know, this is a kind of a card that I'm a little bit baffled by, but makes sense if I look at it more closely, is that I mean, obviously you could say they're the devils, but I think they've also made a deal with the devils. Something about Russia may have, there's something there, right? They're too connected in a weird way. There's something that seems kind of I don't want to say not right, but I feel like they're going to have to pay a price here, okay? So if we look at here, the first row, which would mean what's on their mind, okay? What's the concern? And here we have aggressive foreign power. And I'm going to leave it open as to whether this may be their own interests, okay? But it may probably not because of the circumstance. So here, influence of the foreign power in the government through aggression and creating illusions, okay? And illusions and castles in the air is going to be impacted by you know, guys, I thought this Queen of Wands could represent us women in general. So not only we could have a woman in the government who's going to look into the financing. Oh, we know what it is. Oh, this is, oh my God, I got goosebumps. I'm excited. So you know, guys, how the whole thing with Citizens United was that it allowed for foreign influence in the government and also finance. So I feel like this woman is going to look into how money penetrated the government through foreign powers. So I feel, you know, guys, I'm feeling, this is an image I'm seeing. I'm seeing that once they start looking into all the money that went into because they're going to look into all the money that went into the Republican Party, they're going to see how connected or parallel to Russia these people are. Okay, so that's going to cause them problems. Because if I look back at the card of the Fool upside down, what I think this means is that they were foolish to have made this deal with the foreign power. They thought they were like, they could win it or something, you know, because the Fool, again, a fool upside down is like an idiot. It's like a person who takes too many, like who takes risks. They're too foolish, basically. And that's, I think I feel like they may, what it's saying here is essentially, well, it's not regrets, Diane, is that they have miscalculated the risks. That's what it's showing here, okay? I don't think they have regrets. And I was actually just remembering the speech of Martin Luther King that I was listening to, and he said, the people who have power, they never let go of the power willingly. Like they don't hand it out to you like, oh, I'm sorry, okay, let's change. They do it only under pressure. That's not normal. You know what I mean? So that's okay. So that's I think the pressure will be, okay, if anything. Okay, so here we also have, again, going back to the rows. Yes, yes, Terry said, I would love to see them get their comeuppance. Yes. So this is a kind of another card of fooling people in a way. So there's secrets that fool people, okay? And there's conversations about the secrets, okay? Conversations about their secret plans. And here the anchor card means for a long time. So it's talking about conversations, secret conversations that have been going on for a long time, okay? And I've said this before, guys, and I don't know that this is true as I thought this was true the other day. I'm beginning to think that these conversations and these meetings are probably recorded, you know, because I feel like when I see the anchor next to it, I see time, but I also see consequence. You know what I mean? So I feel like these secrets have been going, there have been secret talks for a long time, but the long time secrets will have consequences. Okay, so that's what I sense from it, because I feel like the cards tell you something that have the card tells you things that have consequences in a way. I think this is my interpretation, okay? Because for example, okay, if it shows a conversation about something, it never shows you that someone had a conversation about something unless it tells you what this conversation is about or what's going to happen. And especially if it's at the center, this is significant, okay? Because although I did ask about, you know, what is their, like what's up with them? So it could say, oh, they have conversations, but people don't have, especially businessmen, they don't have conversations just to chat. They have conversations to pursue some specific goal, okay? So I feel like this is sort of like this set of cards is the cautionary tale. It's like they took too many risks, too risky conversations, okay? So why would a conversation be too risky? When would a conversation be too risky? When either the outcome is negative or there's proof of the conversations, okay? I think. All right. So then we have here the key. This is at the bottom. So it's like what's underneath, what's underneath behind the surface. So the key, that's on another card that's somewhat related to deception or not seeing the whole picture. Key deal. Okay. Oh my God, this is amazing. I hope it's true. Brings an end. Okay. It's a key deal that's going to end them. Okay, this is, and I don't know what this I mean, I feel like if I look back again at the cards here, I would read them as being that they made a deal with the foreign government. Okay, so that is what could end them. Now here, if let's look at the diamond pattern. We have secret deal. It has been going on for a long time. Okay, or that will have consequences for or through the government. Okay, so this is I think this tells the story of them like making a deal to influence the government, okay, and that they have been doing this for a long time, or that this long time effort will have consequences. I mean, we see the consequences for us, right? But I think what has happened is that they have awakened the monster, I think. Okay. And then at the corners, we have foreign money will bring an ending. It's like this, this is kind of amazing, guys. The foreign money is key to their ending. Okay, so this is very interesting, I think, because I feel like, I wonder if, you know, there's something about where, you know, they may have have some sort of secret society or secret group where they're not trying to oust each other. I don't think that, Diane, I don't think they're foreign agents in this sense. I feel like they very coldly saw that Russia's goals were their goals. You know what I mean? They had the same goal ultimately, which was to destroy the government. So it wasn't that. I feel like it was that Russia gave, in a way, Russia brought the virtual, like the tech expertise. Okay. Well, I feel like Diane asked, but if they're working with Russia against our best interests, then isn't it what they are? They're foreign agents. I feel like I'm not a lawyer, obviously, but I'm thinking just from a legal perspective, it will be hard to write. I don't know that because they put up $300,000, well, $1 million or something of their own money, then I'm sure it's, you know, it's interesting, you know, those things. So I feel like, but there's definitely, what I see here is that there's definitely a deal that's probably going to come out somehow, and that they're going to be. Oh, you know what? The other thing, I think I've said this before too, guys, and maybe I'm looking at it again. That here, the money that has been pouring in, long time money, will come to an end. Maybe I said this before, but I just want to show you. This is a big deal, okay? Because it says they've been doing this for a long time, but it's not going to go on for a long time. So the money that has been going on for a long time, also the leadership, because the bear card is a card of finances, but it's also a card of leadership. So the leadership that has been going on for a long time will come to an end and give a delay to their plans. Okay, so this is a delay and an ending. So, okay, so this is interesting. Yeah, I don't think there's a need to. Do you guys want me to put all of the cards together and that the board? I could do that, but I feel like now we've looked at the situation for the whole, you know, the whole thing. I'll just do quickly because so it's like foreign secrets are key, foolish conversations about the government with a deal, and then finally an ending to the money, an ending to the way this money has been flowing into the government for a long time. Okay, because I think what happened too, and I don't, you know, and I feel like there's no other way around it. I think it's not like radical. I think people who are Democrats were very right, like almost right wing, okay, in a way. And I don't blame them. I don't know, it's like point fingers or anything. It's just that these people got too powerful, okay, and there's going to be a backlash, basically. I think, yeah. So here you see on the left, secret with the foreign power is key here, and the conversations about the government through a deal and an ending to the long-term money. And basically their end is going to be this deal, this key deal that they made is going to bring them down. Okay, so I think this is significant. Now, okay, so now that we're here, I think might as well just ask, like I did yesterday, about the next few years and see what they look like. Okay, because let's say 2018. And then year by year. So we'll see. So Page of Wands, that's a beginning of taking action towards something in the White House. So there's a beginning probably of, you know, their plans, their shady plans. And this is theft and Fox. So they make plans to steal on the, I mean, I think the whole, I'm sorry, let's get real. This tax plan is theft, essentially. I think it's theft because you're stealing from people to put in, like, anyway, it's just, so this is like you see very clearly, right? So the man who steals all the swords that belong to other people, right? That's exactly what they're doing. And they do this hidden. They do it in the middle of the night. Okay. So they have these, like, putting into action their shady shenanigans behind the scenes, their theft behind the scenes with or through the White House. Okay. Now there's like a unhappiness or apathy. about their reputation. So they're kind of like, I think they're aware of that their reputation may be at stake here. And this is temperance. So I feel like, I don't think this is a moderating influence. And I feel like this card has come up and I don't quite necessarily understand this, but I feel like, because to me, they don't represent temperance at all. But I feel like this could also mean kind of like a divine order or something, or I feel like the prelude to karma, or like a balance that's the balance of the natural world or the universe. Okay, so it's going to come after them because they're snakes. We know that. I'll show you here that they are snakes who do foxy. They're like the worst, right? Because they're snakes and foxes at the same time. So they have shady shenanigans behind the scenes, and so here is their theft through the fox. So they're behind the scenes. That's their tax plan. That's what it was, right? So they did this whole thing behind the scenes, and I see them. Oh my God, guys, I see. This could be intuition, but I see them talk. I see Gary Cohn, because somebody said Gary Cohn did the tax law, calling them up and like, hey, what do you guys think? Like kind of like. So here you see like the reputation of there's like. This people are starting to get very angry about the reputation of the White House, or basically what they do. So they see that this is like there's like a two-sidedness, and that all these things were done behind the scenes, which is exactly what we've seen, right? All these things were done behind the scenes because it's theft, essentially what they're doing, and they, I feel like maybe this is a way to see the temperance cards, is to say, look, there's karma after all. In the end, there will be karma. There will be hell to pay. Okay, I hope so. Okay. Anyway, so this, in a way, if we look at this little story of 2018, it explains a little bit the future that we saw here on the other cards, which was that there will be some sort of finance reform, something like that, campaign finance reform, because we see that it's snake stuff and fox. Okay. So I feel like, what I feel like I'm getting here is like, oops, sorry, I just saw that I didn't shade. Whatever. So basically like cause and effect. Okay. I feel like that's what it is. Because, hold on. Yeah. Cause and effect. I feel like it's showing us what the situation is. It's showing that these people did all these like shady things with they're complicit with the White House. So they'll be held to pay, basically. Okay. So 2019. Interesting. So this is a family upside down, okay? The country is unhappy or wrong values or something. And then the child. So I feel like this is a new era. That's how I see it, okay? So there's new people, and I think ultimately, okay, let's see here what the other cards say. And here is a person starting to put plans. Basically, I think this is like the plans of like putting plans into practice at the beginning, but not succeeding. And there's a letter. I wonder if this could be the law, right? The new law, something like that. And I feel like it could also mean that the country is upset. Okay, the country is upside down. So there's a new law. Like there's new people and there's a new law. Okay. I don't know that they necessarily go to jail, but I feel like it's a new beginning also, okay? And this is another card of heartbreak that confirms the other one upside down. I feel like people are really angry. And I think this is, remember guys, I've showed you this before. This is the card of that I've come to see as financial contributions to campaigns, or those kind of like large amounts of money that are gifted, okay, that are like, so people are angry at this. There's heartbreak over this money, okay? Heartbreak over not just the money, but the fact that this is the act of the gift. Because I think there's a, I may have mentioned this book before, I forgot the author, but there's a very famous book about gifts, the nature of gifting, and it's an anthropology book that studies how the concept of the gift has worked in many different societies, and how giving somebody a gift is not free, is actually a demand for loyalty. It's like a person, when somebody gives you a gift, it's not free. Like they want something in return. There's always like, it's always a quid pro quo situation. Okay, so this is what I think this means. And this is an energy, okay, energy going forward. And now moving on. So I feel like there's a, this is, I've said this, like I think yesterday, going forward. Okay, so I feel like progress. So there's energy for going towards progress. So I think in some ways, if let me put these together here. I think it's saying that because of all the heartbreak and people being really upset and the new energy towards progress, we move on from everything being about gifts, okay, being about the donors, okay. That's how I see it, okay. Now that's 2019. So I'm just kind of looking at it here. So the country is upset. And they're not able, so basically they derailed the plans, right? The executing of their plans. And this could also be the tax law, right? So remember how they basically, the tax law was theirs. So this is a new law, I think, a new law, a new beginning that moves away from the whole gift thing. So I feel like the laws are progressive. The laws are essentially about progress. The laws bring something better. Okay, because I think it can't just be a message, right? Because I'm asking about them. It has to be more than the letter here. I do believe it has to be a document or some sort of law. So a new phase or a new element about campaign financing, I think. Like I said, this could be money, but it could be new money or a new beginning to money. But what I think this really means in context is that there will be changes and they will be derailed. Okay. They'll be upset because they'll be derailed. Exactly. And I feel like there's a new beginning with a new law and new gifts, like new in the sense of like a new gifts that are related to progress. Okay. So people are, and I wonder here actually if this is them or us, because I think it's us. The climate is just giving the gifts. No, yeah, exactly, Diane. It could be that it's more like, because underneath a child we have the card of family. It's true, because it's true that if you think of the country and the country population as a family, it's like you're upsetting the family. You're removing things from them, right? So I feel like because you're upsetting the family, there's new gifts or new laws that, because people are upset, then new laws that guarantee progress and new laws and new beginnings. Okay, that's what I think. Okay, ultimately. That's 2019. Now 20. Is that right? Yeah, 20. Well, it's very nice, guys. Oh my God, very nice. Okay. I'm actually happy about this. I'm just gonna have some. I'm happy about this because, look, we win. Victory. This is 220, okay? Victory of what? The good people. So the good people win. This is literally because this is a card of public recognition, and I've said before, it could also be the card of electoral win, okay? And since we have the dog here, and the dog is always very positive. If you don't have anything negative around it, and like here we don't, it just means a good person. So it's a victory for the good people, literally, okay? Oh, what is it? Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh. So this is a card of, it's like I call it sometimes Viagra card, because it's like, oh, they get deflated, right? And this is interesting because you have a fight. So the good people fight and they get deflated, okay? So there's a fight and the good people fight to win, essentially. The good people fight and the good people win and fight, and they're like, their power diminishes, I think, okay? Now the other positive card, oh my God, guys, this is amazing. This is so good. This is so good. Thank God. Okay, so this is the next combination. Is so good. So it's a card of like, you get what you want, happiness. So basically it's called, this is the wish card. And if you get this, that means you get what you want, and it's upright. So we get what we want. So what is it? What do we get? What do we want? We want the scythe. Yay. So we get what we wanted. We cut them. We cut them. Bye. Koch brothers cut their heads off. Koch brothers say goodbye. Koch brothers, we say goodbye to them. Koch brothers, time's up. Yeah, so basically, yeah, we're happy because they've been cut, okay? And what's interesting, this is like the sun upside down. The sun sets, I think this is excellent too. The sun sets on their plans, okay? This is this is interesting because a card of dreams, like what you yearn for, and it's also the network, meaning network of people. So the sun sets on their network and on their dreams. Their dreams are cut and their network is cut. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, the Koch brothers are just, I would not be here today if it wasn't for them. They've just done so much for me. Oh my God, the Koch brothers, they have inspired so many people, right? To add whatever. So I'll show you guys here. This is cutting their network. We're happy because we cut their network and the sun sets on their network. Yeah, I don't know how to say it. It's the Koch. I said Koch brothers. Okay. Oh my God, I'm so funny. I'm like comedy without trying. So, okay. All right. So here, and again, next, like side by side, we have, oh, I'm sorry. The good people cut the network. Okay. And the good people fight the network, and the good people cut this is kind of great, actually. I have to remember this. We have to frame this. So the good people fight the network and the good people kill the network. The good people here, they win and they get what they want, which is cutting the network. So I think we have the answer here, guys. Right? I almost don't want to go further because I feel like, you know, this is 2020. And remember I said there's going to be hearings on 2020. It was going to be, oh, who was yesterday? I forgot. Somebody was going to, hearings about the media. That was like the media and like, you know, the Fox News. So I feel like this is consistent with what I have seen for 2020. It's going to be a year where there's going to be a real fight for, like, if these people, because I feel like what happened is everybody who was a good person was like, we have to do something. We cannot let these people just exist like that. Like they're our enemies in a way, right? They really, even though they could say, and the reading, the first part of the reading said that they know they're fooling people. They know they're putting out lies. Okay. So basically it's saying that good people win and they fight, like they kill, like they cut them. They fight them and cut them. And they're not so happy, you know, the sun sets on them. So so that's what I think happens, okay? And so guys, I just see, let's see here, 2020. I feel like, yeah, so I'll show you more. Like this is confirmation, guys, even more that there's going to be a look into the whole money thing, definitely. Okay, so here we have, it starts with disappointment. And I've said before, guys, that this is, I feel like the climate of the country, that there's a lot of disappointment with these people, and in general, people are angry. So the disappointment leads people to look closer into what's behind these people, these guys, okay? And you have the people connected to the wrong works here, and the trees. So I feel like we'll look at the org chart. Their org chart is looked at, okay? And then we have here the money, like the ill-gotten gains. There's something wrong about the money. And again, money, a lot of money. So I feel like a confirmation here, we're seeing that they are going to be under microscope here. All the finance laws, I'm sorry, probably campaign finance laws, and this is the wrong message, but like bad news or bad messages under cloud. So just like yesterday, I said this kind of combination may have come up something similar. It's like they are under the cloud of suspicion. So there's a lot of look into the money that comes from this corrupt network of people, because the country is angry and disappointed. And yeah, the cloud over the bad. It's also that the bad news, meaning I think it's bad news for them, but I think it's also bad news in the sense that they just they misled people. Okay, so this is a look into their network, their org chart, basically look into the money and like what's wrong with their money, and a look into the shady, because here the cloud and the tree means a look into the shady people, literally, like the shady, the people who are behind the scenes. Who are they? And I think this would say, and basically, yeah, we have here the bad. So basically, I think this confirms that this train of thought that says that campaign laws will be changed, and that we'll have, because we have the cloud here, I think we'll find out more about who these people are. In other words, it's possible that Citizens United may be overturned, right? Because I think once we look at how Citizens United contributed to the mess that these people started, okay, then we have, I think that's what it's showing here. That's what I believe, okay? Okay, so that's 2021. I think that's okay. That's 4 years, guys, right? I think that's good. I think that's it seems very coherent. So basically now, just a summary of the timeline. So 2018, we have the situation where they're snakes making deals behind the scenes with the White House. And then 2019, we have new people in power and new laws, okay, that seek to, they're more progressive and seek to move beyond these sort of like campaign laws. And then 220, the good people win, the good people fight them. And then 220, the good people cut their network. And 221, there's going to be even more, even closer look into the money, into this money flowing, and who they're like an uncovering of the entire network of people. Okay, that's what I think. And I feel like, oh, you know what, guys? I feel like I see it, almost like I see it more. Like the news is like uncovering the evil. Like I feel like there's going to be another, what is it called, congressional hearing on them and how they have enabled corruption. And it's almost like, I feel like it's going to go into the history books as the time when mafia was in the government. Okay, because they stole from the public. Just looking back, like I think in 2021, the media conversation is going to change dramatically, because I'm just closing my eyes because I want to see the image, you guys, clearly. So basically what I see is that they will see, once the media, they are out of the government and all these things mature, they will see how like these people are seen as the worst, most corrupt government ever, as pure evil, and they're treated as such finally. You know how the media is always like, oh, let's talk to a neo-Nazi and see how they think nowadays. They're like, oh, let's talk to them. They're so great, whatever. And then at that time, it's going to be like, oh, look at these people who really work together to destroy this country. It's spoken more openly, okay? And I see them like, I see them in, I don't say chains, it's a hand, I don't know if they're handcuffed, but I feel like they are treated like as if they are criminals, like by the media, okay? like that they've done something very wrong, like sort of like Enron or something, like, you know what I mean? Those kinds of things where like it's everybody knows it's a crime. Yeah, I feel like I see them like almost like, and they're like not regretful. They're like pure evil, you know, like you're like little people, you know, what do you think you are? Something like that. That's what I feel, guys. I feel like it changes. Yeah, I feel like the mood of the country changes dramatically. I feel like in a way what I see is that yes, there, like I said, there's going to be some hope at the beginning. Like once, you know, there's new laws and new people, but I think there's going to be almost like a somber mood or something, almost like a reality. Yeah, I don't know. General population do just fine. I feel like I feel like there's going to be a dark. I don't know if it's a result of some sort of like a crisis or money situation or like something bad happen. I don't know exactly, but I feel like sort of like after the depression, or you know how like people after the depression they became like obsessive about saving money. Sort of like similarly, I don't think that something like the depression is going to happen, but I think something about how did we let this happen? Okay, how this like how did this whole thing happen? And we have to prevent this. And I think there's going to come a time of much more sort of like how could you people be neutral? How could we, yeah, sort of like how could you do something like let it happen? Basically that, but I think it's sort of like wake up call. Okay, yes, this has been done. I feel like there's going to be, guys, seriously, this is like 18. So there's going to, the next four, after Trump leaves, there's going to be years in years of hearings, like years. It's not going to end. Because I think what happens is even if the findings of the Trump presidency treason thing, whatever, because the whole point of Mueller is that eventually I think he's going to issue a report, and that's going to be required reading. All those things, I think it's going sort of like what this happened in Germany. They had to like be more. They had to talk about it. They were forced to talk about it in school from an early age. So I think I don't know that something necessarily exactly the same is going to happen, but I feel like these are the evil. You know, there's going to be a kind of like a civics law, not law, but like civics lesson to everybody, and I feel like for that reason, they're not going to be able to get away with this. Because I feel like what happened, guys, I feel like it's a little bit like, for example, if you've ever been in a beach and you were like down in the water, and when the surf starts building, like sometimes there's a very few large waves and you have to run quickly. But this one time the wave really caught us, and it took us a while to swim back, a long time. So what happens is you have to like prepare to not, you can't let it happen again. So I think everything is going to change in that direction. Okay. But I think this time it's going to be very thorough, because what happened before is that they tried this and that, but they didn't have the momentum that they had in this election. Everything, if you think about it, guys, we had the lifetime Republican, we had the lifetime Republicans trying to really okay, Terry, I want to have the question. 1 second, just finish. Yeah, so it's just like this whole thing. They all worked to undermine and everybody worked together. So the momentum was on their side, but I don't think they're going to get away with this for much longer. Once it's over, it's not going to happen. Okay. All right. So Terry asked, what is happening at the state? A lot of people asked about Trump and the eclipse. Okay. So Terry, so the question is, and I've seen a few people talk about it. So what will happen to Trump as a result of the eclipse? Is that the question? What happens to Trump as a result of the election? I'm sorry, the result of the result of the eclipse. Okay, so the eclipse. Guys, do you know, Terry, do you know, for example, how long, because I know it's January 31st, but how long is this supposed to, like, the next, how, because I think would be interesting to see month by month, like not just how the eclipse will affect it, but how each month after that is going, like maybe the next week. I don't know how long the eclipses affect someone, but I think it's like for a few months, right? I remember reading that somehow. Right? So let's see. Right, okay. Yeah, you know what? Let's see. We could do 6 months, right? So I could do a quick, like, I like the format of 4 cards each time. 3 months. Okay. 4 cards. 4 cards each time because it's, I see it clearly. 3 months. Okay. So how will this eclipse happen in the next 3 months? So, okay, yeah. Because I don't know if you guys follow the astrology. I follow several astrologers. I think they have this Indian system or something. And they all say it's so bad. They're like, oh my God, it's horrible. Finally, you know, the Rahu or this or that. I don't know exactly what it means, but it's, yeah, they say it's terrible. And like, the interesting thing that I've when I listen to the astrologers, they say this is, I think it's the Vedic system it's called. And they all say that he's ruled by, I think if I'm not mistaken, I don't know anything about it, I'm just remembering what they say, that he's ruled by the Rahu, which is a demon, and that the demon gets things, but then when things go bad for them, it's terrible. Like it's really like, you know, and then they were saying that the aspects are just horrific for him, and that is just like a fall from the, it's like the fall from the sky. It's sort of like people who are, I think it's the case of these people who are very, I don't want to say lucky is not necessarily, I don't know if it's the right word, but sort of like these charlatans who go very high, but then they crash very, very bigly. They crash bigly, right? And I remember last year, I think, or at the beginning when I would be like, I would go on YouTube, guys, and be like, Trump, astrology, Trump. So I feel like I need to know when this is going to end. I was like, really, it would stress me out so much. And I remember seeing that a lot of people say that this is a person. Yes, Terry, but I think it's also it's like they all talk about the reversal of fortune, like how things are going to fall for him, but fall so badly and so horribly. Okay, that like it's like unprecedented. I remember them saying something like that. I mean, not necessarily right now, but over time. Like once it falls, but it affects everything. He loses all his money and all that stuff. So tell us about the eclipse, January 31st, and Donald J. Trump. What happens? Events. How does this affect Donald J. Trump? January 31st. January 31st. So tell us about how this eclipse affects Trump, and then the next 3 months after that. So how will the eclipse affect Trump and the 3 months thereafter? So, okay, so let's just see here. 4. Oh no, Donna. I don't know. I wish I could do something because on my end here it looks fine. I had problems in the beginning, but oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. I feel bad. Eventually, we'll, I hope. Yeah, but I can't change Diane right now. Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. We'll see. We'll see. I'll just continue for now and see. Next, eventually, it's going to talk. Okay. All right, guys. So this is the first part of the question is what's going to happen to Trump as a result of the eclipse. Okay. So this is a card, and I talked on yesterday's broadcast about it. It's the Two of Swords upside down. Okay, which means I think a negative decision towards someone, or the truth about someone is going to come out, because this is, I feel like, in a way, the Justice card and on a minor level. So when the Two of Swords is upside down, the blindfold opens up, and that means truth comes out. Okay. So what truth comes out? The legal truth, the truth about the administration. Okay. So this is significant, guys, because I'll show you. This is, I believe, the law, right? I think this is not just the administration, but it's actually the law in terms of, it's basically what this is at Mueller's camp. Okay, and I'll show you why. Because this is making plans in the White House. So this is, guys, this is kind of interesting. Oh my God, look, this is kind of interesting. So right above him, there's legal decisions that affect the White House and their cute little plans. Their cute little plans to start shit. So this is like, suddenly the truth comes out, okay? Truth comes out and cuts off Cheeto Man, your prison. Cheeto Man, come to the jail cell. Cheeto Man. Okay, so this is interesting. Oh my God, yeah. Your time has come, Cheeto Man. Okay, so this is interesting, guys. This is like this harmony and behind the scenes. But I think this is, you know what I think this is? This is actually Mueller. Okay, this is Mueller in the sense that because it's right next to the legal part of the government, what it's saying is that he has been doing everything behind the scenes. Because the Fox has, it's so funny how I'm like, if it's no, the Fox is a great card, you guys. It's really a great card. You have no idea. No, but seriously, it's like, I think what it says is that he's doing all this kind of shady stuff in the sense of like, we're not seeing all the wheeling and dealing that he's doing, okay, to get to Trump. So I think he'll be surprised at how, yeah, and that he'll be surprised that things happening behind his back. And then this is interesting. This is competitive and fighting. And then a change. Somebody has to go. Somebody leaves, okay? So this is very interesting because I'll put these together here, guys, because I think essentially what we have here is, and Terry said other readers and astrologers have said the same thing. This eclipse is not going to be good for Trump. And I think I love when people are kind of saying something similar, because to me that means it's in the air. You know, it's almost like it confirms more when other people see something similar, I think. So here, the Tower, in this case, I think it means the law is doing things behind the scenes to make them leave, to make him leave, or the White House leave. And the White House leaves, meaning there is a positive change in terms of the White House. And this is because somebody moves away, literally moving, okay? Moving somewhere else. So I think the White House is going to, you know, the people in the White House are going to have to move. Sorry, imagine like Mueller comes with a moving truck. He's like, wait, Mueller, what are you doing here? I brought the moving truck. What do you mean moving truck? Get the hell out of here. I got the handcuffs. And get the hell out of here and take your shit. Pack your shit because it's over. Imagine. If no, I'm just like, it'll be amazing. He's like, imagine Mueller is dressed as a moving person, like helping the move. He's like, Agent Mueller, here's your little handcuff. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, bye. What do you think we're doing? We're working. We're getting shit together to put you in jail forever. Huh. Whatever. Whatever, bitch. Are you whining? Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, so that's it, because I feel like this is in the, and I love this Fox card connected to yeah, bye bitches. Yes, you know who do you know who I am? I am Robert Mueller. I came here to save this country. You all get inside. We have a huge, just imagine like you have like, I don't know how many people, maybe like everybody who's in the White House is moved. There's like this hundreds of like police cars or whatever. They come, they're like taking us. We're like, I got a chain for your feet. You're walking. You're walking. You're all walking to the FBI. Oh yeah. It's like, no, oh my God, amazing. But I feel like this is really like behind the scenes, okay? Really, like they're doing stuff behind the scenes to make sure they leave. And here they're cutting their little plans and they're leaving, okay? And there's gonna be fights because it's competitive, right? Competition. But I think over here, the country's upset. And so suddenly they have to leave because, hello, there's things behind, going on behind the scenes, guys. So that's with the consequences of the eclipse. Now let's see one thing at a time, okay? Okay. It's like, you know who I am? I am Mueller. I'm here on behalf of the FBI. We're here to say life in prison, life in prison, life in prison. Treason, prison, treason, prison. Oh my God. Imagine like every person who works in the FBI shows up with a megaphone. They're like, FBI, like, guess what? Oh my God, I just can't get too excited. I get excited about it. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I didn't know how to cope. The first month, oh, woo, what happens? Oh my God, no, stop. Oh my God, no. Oh my God, woo. Oh my God. So this is interesting because it's a card of finances, but it's also a card of methodical work. So I feel like it's the methodical work to bring him to an ending. Yeah. And this is like, they're kind of upset about it. Everybody, right, is upset about them. And an opportunity. So it's an opportunity for a death. Or an ending brings an opportunity, but it's really like, it's like, huh. But imagine, guys, it would be amazing if Mueller comes under disguise in the White House, and he's like, oh, who's this guy? He's tall. He's pretty tall. Who's this guy? And it's like, I am Robert Mueller. I'm here to take you down. It's over. We are here to take back the country. It would be amazing. Death by meth, exactly. And guys, I'm not surprised. I've said before, imagine if they could find a meth lab in the White House underneath. They're all on drugs. They all look like they're on drugs. And serial killers over there. There's serial killers. Oh, this is a card of, I think I'm going to do this now, guys. Pull out the cards and put them here right away. This is a card of legal analysis and cold mind in a good way, sort of scientific mind. Oh, look, the legal people, the scientific mind wins over the dotard. And what's next to dotard? Coffin. Oh my God, imagine. Oh God, imagine if there's ding dong delivery. What is it? It's a coffin. For who? For you, dotard. Time's up. Oh my God. It's like, oh, sorry. Coffin for dotard. Oh my God. Woo, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Who? It's delivery. Coffin time, dotard, stepping. Coffin time, dotard. Coffin time, dotard, stepping. Coffin time. Delivery. Ding dong. Oh, look, secret. Dotard secrets. Yeah, his secrets brought him down. Oh, brokenhearted. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, look, he's sad. Dotard's sad. It's the eclipse. He said, oh, I'm so sorry. Don't. Oh, no. No, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. Look, secret. He's sorry. Oh, my God. He's feeling inside his secrets. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh. So, but it's interesting here because the secret, if we look at it here, the secret is the opportunity for the death. So it's ultimately the secret brings them down, okay? So that's cool, right? Coffin is the like an opportunity for death, and like the end of dotard, and dotard ends through the secret. Opportunist dotard ends through the secret, right? I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know what's going to happen. It's really upsetting. So I'm just saying, okay, what is this? This would be the first month. I don't know. I was like, I don't want to get too excited, okay? But it'd be nice if the whole thing ends in a month. Okay, so let's see what else comes up. This is just the first. It's going well. The eclipse is going well for him. He's doing great. Doing great. Okay, so this is an offer of some sort. Oh, look, an offer, maybe money offer, maybe. Corruption, probably. An offer of death. Oh, I'm sorry. Death comes knocking. It's the coffin delivery. Oh, look. Oh, look, I'm sorry. Look. Oh, look, a letter. Comes a letter. Here's delivery, FedEx. What is it? Your indictment. Oh, look. Oh, here's an offer. It's a gift for you. Look. What is it? Oh, it's your indictment. Boom, dang, death. Delivery. What is it? Oh, it's the indictment. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God, really? It's a coffin. It's coffin, dotard. There's a letter. And have you seen, there's a meme online that it's very funny. It's a dotard. It's Obama shaking his hand, shaking dotard's hand and saying, my birth certificate is stapled to your indictment. So, okay, this is working towards something. Child. Oh, working towards, so interesting. Gift to the child. So I wonder if you got a gift from somebody. It's like, dotard, here's your Pampers. I don't know. But I feel like this, what I think honestly this means is that I think this is the meaning financial gift, right? I feel like there was, I forgot exactly the amount, but there was a story where he got billions or something, or like a lot of money to work for the Russians. But I think it was if he lifted the sanctions. So it's the money, the offers of money that he received if he was going to focus the work on somebody else. Okay, so this is a letter. And here, what do we have? Oh no, look, defeated? Oh my God, dotard is defeated. Oh, I'm so sorry for him. Oh my God. Why? He's so competent. I mean, but guys, seriously. Okay, seriously. I remember after 9/11, people were, even I think I may have said it myself. I'm like, well, it's kind of good that Bush is the president. He got it, he got it together. He worked. I may have said it for a moment or whatever. And now, but here, he's just so bad. Nobody can defend this guy, okay? Oh, look, it's exactly, guys. So money, a lot of money. So the child, he got money in order to focus. It's like the payments that he received in order to focus on the wrong works. And it's like it could also be documents that prove of the money exchange, okay? It could be that, I think it could be an indictment, but I think it's ultimately proof. I think what this is, guys, is proof. Some sort of proof that he got it's the quid pro quo, the money he got. This is an offer, right? The offer of money if he focused on whatever, okay, on the exchange. So this makes sense. And so, and you have several, this is okay, death next to defeat. So he dies because he's defeated, okay? And the offer of money. So just the confirmation here, just show you again. The letter, the offer to the child, and the document. Okay. The document that confirms the money, some sort of money thing. Okay, and I see guys in a courtroom, Mueller saying, this is the proof that he did this and that. Okay. So that's part 2. Part 3, the world. Okay, this is nice. World. What is on top of it? For a long time, the world. Let's see. This is a third. What happens? This is the wrong. This is the card that in the other reading showed up like this, but now it's like this. So have to undo the victory. News. Oh, interesting. News of stability also could also be the world's upright because there's news of stability through the undoing of the victory. Okay. And let's see here. We have spy. This is a card of the spy person. Gossip, spy, person you can trust. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God. Look. He's guilty. The spy is guilty. Oh my God. So disgusting. So it's like, this is a card of a long time. So he's guilty because of he has been doing something for a long time, or he gets long time, you know, because he was a spy. And what else here? Let's see. Oh, look, it's like the bigot card, right? So it's a person who's attached to this, basically the wrong nostalgia, right? This whole idea of like, even, you know, they're like Jim Crow wannabe thing. There are, you know, Jeff Sessions, whatever, right? So it's like that whole thing. So what happens? Oh no, I can't. I'm gonna have to stop the reading now, guys. I'm too sad. Look. Oh no. Oh my God. How can we cope? How could we cope? He's guilty and dies. The end. Boom. Oh no. Oh my God. The Eclipse is doing great for you, Dotard. Eclipse is, I recommend. Okay. Oh my God, guys, this is good. This is good. Oh my God, this is good. Oh no. Oh no. Whoa, what? Oh my God. He cares about us so much. Oh my God, guys, seriously, I love what this is saying, because like the spy is guilty. Can you imagine? It's saying the spy is guilty, the bigoted people get cut. The spy is guilty. The spy and the bigoted people are guilty and they get cut. News of stability because the victory is undone. And news of a sudden cut of the bigoted people. Permanent guilt. Also doing time. Somebody may be doing time. Okay, because news of it sometime. We're gonna party because Cheeto went to prison. Gonna party. The nightmare is over. Oh my God. So it's like, it's really bad, guys. Let's just recap. I think I have all of them. Oh my God, it's so terrible. This is the 3rd month. So it's like, whoa. Basically, at the beginning, we have Mueller. It's like, basically, the question was, what happens to him in the eclipse? So we have Mueller is like doing stuff behind the scenes to get him, and in the end he has to move away from the White House. Okay, that's the summary. And then we have an ending. He like, things come to an end because of his secrets. So it's like coffin delivery. Remember, coffin delivery, ding dong. It's like opportunity for an ending of Dotard because of his secrets. And a letter or document that explains how he got this offers, okay? Offers to exchange money for the government focus. And at the end, I'm so sorry, there's news of somebody spending some time somewhere. Why? Because the guilty people get caught. The spy is guilty and he gets caught. Okay, so that's it. That's how it ends. And there's heaven on earth after that. Oh my God, no, unfortunately not. But you know what I mean? It's like, it couldn't get better, guys, right? It couldn't be better news for us, right? And I'm thinking, okay, guys, like, okay, so let's see. If the eclipse is on 31st, I'm like thinking, February is only up to 28th. Okay, so I feel like there's just going to be a lot of, his secrets are going to be uncovered. there will be detailed news about what he has done. And you know what, guys, I'm thinking now it's making more sense because I'm seeing the image of Mueller in a courtroom or something describing what he found. And I think in order to let to let people in this country, for example, even his supporters, right? Because if he said, look, we have to get rid of Trump because he's done something wrong, people will be like, what? What has he done wrong? Like, he has to give proof. He has to okay. He has to really like show something. He can't just be like, oh, whatever, we just take him and then we'll, figure out what's wrong. He needs to show proof. So what I feel like happens is that he makes all of this very public. And maybe this is what the news could be too. It's like he makes this public, okay? He has to show the world what it is. Because otherwise, right, it would be, people be like, even you could give, what is it? Weapons to the other side to be like, for them, like to say, oh, look, is the FBI, the CIA taking them or whatever. You know what I mean? So I feel like what's showing here is that everything has to be exposed in order for the population to accept. No, Diane, no, I don't think, I don't think the civil war is really the propaganda talk, guys. Is really they're saying like, oh, we're not, but basically these people are not different from, what was the guy, those guys who put the bombs, Oklahoma City bomb. It's just like, if they decide to start a civil war, then it's illegal. You know what I mean? The country is going to take them down. Yeah, exactly. But exactly what you're saying. If the Mueller doesn't show everything, could create problems. Exactly. So I feel like in order for the population to be calmed down, then there has to be a very thorough explanation of why. Okay. And I feel like that's what happens. Okay. And I feel like I see him talking, and I don't know. I was thinking, like, I don't know if it happens here in the US. For example, in Brazil, if there's something, but I think Brazil, there's more political problems there. But I feel like in big events, the president has right to like take all. The government can get on the TV channels, all of them, and make a speech and explain things. So I feel like this kind of has to happen here. I don't know if it can happen, to explain, like, every channel, every internet, everything has to explain what happened to everybody. I think that would be cool, if they did that. They have to do that because it's such a big thing. So, but I feel like the whole thing, what's saying here too, is that everything is sudden. At the same time that it's like, many cards have said this, that he's doing this stuff behind the scenes, and suddenly, like, there's progress. I feel like he's gathering all the evidence, everything together, and then there's the news. When the news comes, he's cut, everything gets cut suddenly. So I feel like there's a lot of indications here in the cards that when the end comes, it's going to be sudden. He's going to prove, like, all of everything at once is going to be like boom, boom, boom. Okay. And so, and I feel like he'll have to leave. Okay. And I don't know how, like, as many people online, I think even in the group and YouTube as well, but constitutionally you can't do this and that. And I think, like, maybe there will be other higher levels of government, that the law will have to be upheld, and they're going to have to find a way to remove. I'm sure he will. The cards here are indicating that, where is it here? That the entire people, all the people that are bigoted and the spies they're going to be removed because they're guilty, and the people with the wrong values are going to be removed. So that's what I feel like. It's going to be sudden, and they're all going to be removed. And I feel like, and I'm getting this image, guys. I know. So, and I feel like I just have to tell you guys, I feel like right now, it's almost like they're looking at the vacation schedules for people in the FBI to make sure everybody is available, and people are coming from other states, like FBI agents, to make sure the whole thing is like, and they all want to participate. Anybody who wants to be there. No, I mean, I don't know. It's like, that's what I'm getting. I'm like, they're looking at the vacation schedules. Are we going to have enough people? And they're like telling each other, look, if you need anybody, I have my friend who has been in the whatever in every state, and I'm getting goosebumps now. They're like, guys, no, I can get people. I know so and so, and I could talk to them, and I'm sure they'll be here. They're like, I heard from so many people. If they know that I'm working on this, and if you need backup, let me know. I'll take that. Like, I feel like they will take time. They'll do anything they can. But I don't think they're pissed off in a kind of like action movie way. They just like, they really care, basically. You know what I mean? Oh, and did you guys see this? I retweeted this. I remember I saw this, that I don't know if it's true. I think it's true, but that Mueller, when he was director at the FBI, he took all the classes of the first, what is it called? The trainees or something, the first year people, to the Holocaust Museum to show what happens when the law enforcement doesn't do its job. So I hope that that's true, because that would say, that will tell us that he really, like, his values are there. Okay. And I mean, I'm sure the values are, but it gives further confirmation that, imagine if the people that, like, and I'm not getting goosebumps again, I feel like the people who were working there when, like, in their class, when they went because of him, you know, like, they were like, oh, I remember when he was the director and we did this and that. So they remember it. So they're like, oh, I remember that, you know, it's not a, so we'll see, guys. So I feel like everything here is indicating that it's going to be, he's working very hard behind the scenes, and everything is going to be unmasked, and they're going to be unmasked as spies. And because of the money, I think ultimately, even though I think, obviously I'm not a lawyer, we're not lawyers, but the case appears to be sealed in terms of obstruction of justice. It's very obvious, right? I mean, I don't think it would take a lot to like to show that he's guilty of obstruction of justice, but I think what it's showing here, that's really going to make the public understand, okay, is the money, the letter that confirms the money deal, okay? And yeah. And I feel like there's something, and guys, I'm getting here, I don't know, this is the image, and I've said before, sometimes I get like, now that I'm talking to you guys, like, I feel like I need to just say it. I feel like the Rick Gates thing, I think there's something like there's something there. They have documents that explain the chain of where the money would be. Like, I think the scheme was not just stock. It was really like there were accounts prepared for this. And it's like, it was pretty serious, like how they organized it and where the money is coming from. And I think, what's this? Yeah, I do believe, for some reason, I feel like Rick Gates might know something of where the money is or something like that. I don't know exactly. Not, you know what I mean? So maybe the chain of like the debts. Oh, because you know what, Rick Gates, because I forgot this, because you know what, Rick Gates worked for Manafort, but now I'm remembering. Now remembering, no, he was working for the campaign as well, not just Manafort. So because he worked in the Ukraine and all those things, I think it's possible that he knew where all of these things were being stored offshore. Yeah. So so it's kind of crazy, guys. It's kind of crazy. Wow. Yeah. And so I'm trying to think like, yeah, I feel like there's the, you know, they're like, I got the receipts, you know, the whole thing, like the meme, I got the receipts. So we'll see. I mean, guys, you know, like I said, it's all like, I feel like the more readings I do now, the more I trust the visions, you know, but I feel like essentially things are going down very badly for him, but I think they got the receipts, you know, of this stuff. And I think Mueller is going to do things in such a way that is like, he's going to prove the receipts of the first deals with Russia, but then also all the irregular, what is it called? You know, the emoluments clause, and also the obstruction of justice. And also, like, he's going to basically build walls around Trump, like when he shows the world what it is, that it's impossible to escape. Essentially, he's going to corner him at every level. And even though it's the money laundering that's going to take him down, because the money laundering is really what proves not just the intent, but that I think he has already taken money. That's something they can prove already. And now, guys, it's tying up to the whole thing with the campaign laws. They're like, we're able to trace this, even though the current laws make it much harder to trace. And so this is I feel like in the future, when the laws are changed, they're going to quote Mueller a lot. Like, they say, look, Mueller said that in order for us to prevent this from happening again, we need to make these money things very transparent. Okay. And so So everybody is going to, so this is why, I feel like this is why everything is going to take a hit. Okay. Like those people, everybody. And like I said, I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's what I feel like. I feel like, yeah, when everything is rolled out, it's like so perfect. It's so like boom, 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 you know? And I think they have, you know, even the signed, I feel like this is maybe a document that says like with the signed witness, like Rick Gates, so and so, they're going to have lots of people who are going to like sign this, who are going to like say we collaborated. And I feel like some of these people will actually be able to like recover their, not everybody, but some of them who have really given a lot of information, they'll be able to recover their like their name. Okay, because it's going to be like the dividing waters of like who's the betrayer or not. Okay, and I think it's like it's going to be an example of like a bloodless like that it was really a coup, and that also at the same time we were able to remove, there was no need for like a blood, you know, to be shed. It was very quiet, it was very like clean, and everybody is going to be, everybody who, you know, I'm thinking Giuliani, even like the people who had a name and like were embroiled in this scandal. Oh my God, guys, I'm seeing this image. I don't know if it's true. Okay, you know what, I'm seeing this image. Okay, I don't know if it's true. It's kind of like, I love it, but I don't think it's true. It's going to happen. I see like Jeff Sessions in jail being interviewed. I don't think he's going to jail, by the way, but I see, maybe it's just what I want to see. Like, I don't recall. But he's, you know, there. I think he may be interviewed at some point about his role and why did you do this? Okay, yeah. So I'm trying to think what else, guys. No, I think this was good, right? I think, yeah. I think what we should, like, if anything, what do we get out of this is that Mueller is doing everything behind the scenes. Like when we don't know, when we don't hear something, it's because he's working hard. The only time we're going to hear from him is when everything is done. Okay, like he's going to be like, boom, ding dong, coffin delivery for Cheeto. Coffin delivery for Cheeto. Coffin delivery. Like, you know, and I feel like it's going to come out. But this is the thing. It's like, I think, and I feel like, oh my God, the guys, and I feel like this is just a kind of it's an improv almost. I've been saying these things. I almost feel like they consulted with the, you know, the FBI has criminal profilers. So they all talk about all these different people and how to weaken all of them. So that the thing with Trump, that they're like, we have to surprise him. Like we have to really, they know that like how to like make him even weaker, not just with the facts, but in a circumstance that's going to put him in a difficult position. So Cynthia, don't they real? No, I think Cynthia, I feel like these people, they're in battle. I mean, can you guys believe these Republicans? It's like, dude, hello. They really, because they must be in their up to their necks in you know, in corruption, not just corruption, but treason, right? Because think about it. Why would you do something like this? You would only do something like this if you knew that the truth was going to kill you. You know what I mean? So, and then everything, like I said before, too, makes sense because we know that they could not get elections otherwise. And and this is the thing, I think the Russians had, you know, their own Southern strategy. They were like, let's, you know, put stuff on their minds and like, let's foster the racism further. Let's stroke their racism. And that's going to make them go crazy. And they're going to lose their minds. They're going to like be essentially focused on like these ideas, and they're going to forget the reality, you know. And I feel like of what they're doing, you know what I mean? Because even like people say, and obviously I don't love like the totalitarian regimes. They're like love to talk about, oh, Russia and China, but if anybody did anything like this in either of these countries, they'd be dead immediately, you know, because what they're doing is very serious against their own country. It's very sad. So that's that, guys. Oh my God. I feel like I feel like we have, I kind of feel like we should maybe end toward, like, not necessarily now, but I feel like, I don't think we should do another reading because I feel like we have 15 minutes and it's not, right? I feel like it's kind of like intense. It's nice to kind of talk about it a little bit, to just absorb it, because kind of intense, you know. And I feel like just, it's funny going back to where we were at the beginning of this reading, when not just Trump, but I mean the Koch brothers and all those people, the evil people, you know, how we feel just powerless. Yeah, Diana, it's funny, she asked this question: do you think Sean Hannity can be accused of war crimes? I don't know, Diana. I feel like I think they're just probably they're gonna be the really good lawyers, you know. I'm sure they'll find a way to write it in a way that's to explain, you know, everything that happened. And like I said, I do believe, guys, this is very exciting. I do believe he's being what is it called, surveilled. So they're gonna publish the most embarrassing things, okay, about him. I think he's being surveilled, his communications or emails, something. So because they also have the receipts on him. So they're like, wait, what? Aren't you doing this? How interesting. Because the thing though is that once they all fall, think about it, once Trump falls, once Kushner falls, once all these loyalists fall, these people have no defense. What are they going to say? They're like, well, I'm friends with the president. They're like, he's just going to realize that he's done his treason, and there's no way to escape it. So like I said, was it yesterday, I think. It feels like every reading is like so crazy, you know, it was so much. But I feel like, yeah, like I said, it's going to be, they're not going to let these people go. Guys, I'm sure of this. I really am. And I feel like the FBI is going to recover from this by making sure all these people go to jail. Don't you think? I mean, like I said before, if I were a law enforcement person, not the people who, you know, obviously who kill innocent, like, you know, but like the good cops, the good people who really are defending this country, who work their lives for this. Okay, don't you think they'd be like, my honor, I don't care if I lose anything, but my honor is above my honor. I'm the honor of this country. Exactly. So I feel like, I don't know, Diane. I think it's higher, much higher. Honestly, no, I don't know. Well, I don't want to. I feel like, honestly, I don't want to say bad things about them at all, because I don't know. I just don't think I really don't believe it. I really think that the majority of people are good, and I think even the bad people, when they realize that their friends are being targeted and people they care about are being targeted. Okay. Well, anyway, guys, I just yeah. Yeah. So I mean, but Diane, I think the scale is really like treason is a very big deal. I think even if, I don't know, I just, like I said, I just feel like they're going to get these people. And they may even, actually, now that I'm thinking, they may even, as I said the other time, they may even abuse a little bit, because I feel like if you have a parking ticket and you are one of these people, they're going to get you for it. They're going to like take your car. They're going to do everything, okay, to like demolish these people, because every single thing. Because if I were them, I would do the same thing. I'd be like, you know what? Let's see if this person owes money to the library, or, you know, any little thing. They're going to go after these people. And I feel like to them, I think it's harder now because it's like they're being attacked the most, but they can't do anything. Because if they do something, then the cover is going to be blown up, you know, in the sense that I think they have a lot of investigations going on. And I think there's actually a lot more people working on these investigations than we know, you know, on even just surveillance, not just people in Mueller's team, but like a lot of people are working for this, you know, for the good cause. So I don't know, guys. Like I said, you know, the cards are excellent. Like they're saying that it's over for him, really. It's going to be a sudden ending, and everything is going to be exactly crowdsourcing the crimes. Exactly. Christy said, not to mention people are all over the world crowdsourcing the crimes. Yes. And it's so many of them, you know, and I feel like it's the kind of situation that before something like that people could have been like, oh, you know, who knows? They're just talking. But now people are hyper aware. So if before something, they could get away with something like this, nowadays, anybody who even talks to them for 2 seconds, Okay, exactly. And yeah, I don't know. That would be very interesting, you know, to see what happens, because oh God, I can't wait. I can't wait. So yeah, so this makes me think, guys, that sometimes I think we should look into what happens after Trump next. I think we saw some of the things that are going to happen with the Koch brothers, and but I think it'd be interesting to see. Yeah, 7 billion. I feel like I don't remember there ever being a person more hated than Trump. Everywhere, people really hate him. I think the only people who like them are like crazy people, criminals, evil people, or like really dumb, like really like they get, you know, brainwashed people, because he's really a horrible person. Yeah. And I feel like guys, I feel like they will, and I'm seeing here, you know, the quote unquote redneck people, I'm seeing them, guys, you know, it was true. Everything that they said, it was true. Unfortunately, you know, he was saying these things to us because, you know, because I feel like they would, you know, even the people that were supportive of him, even if it's going to hurt them, they may not admit it publicly, but they're going to admit that it was bad for them, that he never delivered anything. Okay, that he promised. Because I think once everything changes and the truth comes out, then the journalists are going to come. Because I feel like, I don't want to get into this, guys, but I'm like, you know, in New York Times today, I think it published an article that said the importance of Stephen Miller. I'm sorry, no, Stephen Miller is trash. Okay. So yeah, so it's like they're all writing these articles, all these people. So I feel like once the truth comes out, then everything will be forced to change. And they're going to have to, like, there'll be articles about like, oh, the reckoning, like how to deal with this, like the truth. Exactly. Followers not as passionate as in the beginning. Yes. So because I feel like once they understand, I think once they understand the money thing, not just the money thing, and hopefully the what is it called, the children thing, then they understand that it was never about them in the first place. He was just a very talented con artist. And yeah, and even today there was this thing about there was this thing about what's her name, Ivanka now is like, either she asked for this guy to be, there's this chef who's from Spain, and he was working in Puerto Rico after the hurricane to feed people. He's like very famous chef, but he was there every day feeding people. And then he was in some restaurant in DC, and he was asked to leave because Ivanka Trump was there or was going to be there. It would not want to see him. And it's like, oh my God, it's like, think about this woman. She could have been popular, right? These people, they could have been popular if only, no, I'm serious. So yes, I'm serious. You can look up. So these people, she could have been popular if she had once gone to, let's say, work at a soup kitchen, or gone to Puerto Rico and say, and just like, okay, let me, Andres, I'm going to help you. My kids, I leave my kids behind. It's like, people would be like, oh, this woman is so amazing. Like, she would become popular. Like, if she wanted to be president, like she said, you would not be that. I mean, she's already in the government. She can do these things that are good for people, but she doesn't. Isn't that sad? You know what I mean? It's like, it's so bizarre, because when you have the chance, exactly, when you have the chance to really, like, okay, I have all the spotlight on me. I could do something good. I could really show who I am. She didn't do it at all. Nothing. And it's so strange, right? Because you think, here's millions of chances, like a lot of calamities and all these things. She did nothing. And I thought, maybe she could go over there and like cook or something, chop some onions or something. I don't know. She probably can't, she's never cooked in her life. She probably never, right? She's like, oh, people do this stuff for me or something. Exactly. And Diane said Obama on MLK Day went to homeless shelters. And even, yes, Diane, but it's almost like Obama, I think, was like really above, like he set a very high bar, but even once, she didn't do this once. Think about it. And like an entire year where she was like wearing her dresses to be photographed because like she wanted to be in she has a brand, so like she's selling dresses, she gets photographed and wearing her dresses and they sell. But she didn't once, like not once, go. Oh, I guess she went to these schools or something for photo ops, but nothing really out of her heart. Like think about it, even I'm not going to say Princess Diana because it's a bad. I'm sorry, Princess Diana, to bring your name into this. Not that I think but think about it, Princess Diana. She was actually a princess, like a privilege, like in a country that has monarchy. She actually stepped out of her right. She did something, something, right? It could have been something like that, but instead she did zero, exactly zero. And you think, even like, there's this woman, I forgot, I think it's the queen of, I forgot her name, Rania. I think she's the queen of Jordan. And she's very stylish and very beautiful. And so and it's like one of those very conservative countries and so forth, but she does all these like humanitarian missions and all those things. And it's like, even if you want to be just like do quote unquote womanly things or whatever, princessy things, you can still do it. But she didn't do it once. Isn't that strange? Think about it. It's bizarre. It really is bizarre. Exactly. Go exactly visit. Exactly. There's so much that she just exactly one thing, like a small gesture that she could have done. Like I'm remembering of that singer Ariana, what's her last name? I forgot. Ariana something. And then there was a concert of Grande, yes, a concert of hers in exactly, they do nothing. In Manchester, there was a bomb, so she cleared out her whole schedule. She went to visit the kids that were hurt in the concert, and like everybody in Manchester loves her because she was, she really cared. And if you think about it, like, am I getting goosebumps? People who have power and influence, they can do so much good. Honestly, I'm like getting goosebumps now because it's like they have the world looking at them, and like even a tiny gesture from her, like even visiting troops, since she's so pretty, guys, like whatever, just do a small thing. It could still be like people looking at her and like flattering her, right? It doesn't have to be labor necessarily, but she cannot even. There's no empathy there, guys. It's so sad. You know what I mean? There's no empathy, and even if you want to become a monarch in your country, right? If you want to say, okay, this country's going to be a monarchy, I'm going to be, the next in line. She could try to act like a monarch in a good sense, like a benevolent person, but nothing. It's just all about like how wanting to go to parties and be photographed in expensive clothes or something. It's so bizarre, right? It's so strange because if you can't exactly the only people exactly, right? Because if you think about it, and this is another thing, I'm like, okay, you're racist. Okay, you want to say that, okay, white people deserve better treatment. Okay, but what are you doing for them? Are you actually helping them? Are you going to like create education opportunities for them? Are you going to really truly help them? No, you're just using them. That's the sad part too, is that these people who are full of hate and think they're, it's their turn, their time in the sun. It's not, because they're being used. That's it. That's all it is. So yeah, exactly. That, I mean, there's so much that she could do, right? There's a lot, even at the most conservative things that she could do, like be in a museum board or something like that. There's like, even doing nothing, there's a lot of little nothings that you could do. You know what I mean? Or like, even, I was thinking Melania, since Melania loves like, getting her hair done, she could like have a person who's like, has let's say has cancer or somebody, like bring her to get her hair done. Something simple, like little things like that. She doesn't, like, you know what I mean? It's so strange. Or like, I don't know, or just talk to someone, you know what I mean? Because it means a lot. I think it would mean for anyone something. Instead, I don't know. Yeah, Melania's sly, yeah. I feel like it's all survival for her, you know what I mean? That's why she married him for like, obviously, but yeah, the trip to the museum. She went to this was interesting. I thought that she went to the Holocaust Museum. Out of all the museums she could have done, she could have gone to. It's kind of like a light message there, but she, you know, she's not strong enough. And even if it's like she, you know, even if one of them had personality and was like, hey, you know what? Sometimes I disagree with him, like personality or voice or something. It's like they had, like I said, no soul. She laughed. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, it's really, I don't know. It's really a loss. Oh, guys, it's going. Oh, is that right? In 10 seconds, I'm going. 10 seconds. Oh my God. Well, yeah.